Life in my house is super busy. Between my wife, 3 cats, and a 5-year-old who's always cooking with me, I'm trying to take as many shortcuts with food as possible. With shortcuts, I don't mean giving up on flavor, it's just being a little bit smart how we cook. This dish today, I 100% stole from somebody. Her name's Kemi. It's actually a raw salad called Mexican Super Bowl. And I always love to add protein to that as well. And today we'll be adding some tropical prawns into there. To get started, take some corn and make sure you got a nice, solid, safe and flat surface, and use a sharp knife and just slice all the way down. Okay, corn goes straight into the mixing bowl. Next we can go capsicum. And with here, there's no right or wrong. To be honest, I normally just roughly chop this to roughly the size of my daughter's mouth to make sure it fits in. Now, the beautiful thing with this dish is that there's so many colors in there. And when making salads or anything with vegetables in there, the more colors you have, the better it's gonna be for you. Okay, now, cherry tomatoes. Okay, so cherry toms, we're just gonna halve those. If tomatoes are right in season, try and go down to the market and scout out all those heirloom varieties like Tigerella. There's even peach tomatoes if you've seen them before. They're amazing. I think there's something like over 400 varieties of tomatoes, and probably in the supermarkets we use about 4. Now we need to put avocado. So I use the spoon and I just take little segments straight out. Now coriander. So I'm just gonna rip into this and take a nice big, it's like a bit of a workout right there. And then I'm just gonna roughly chop into this. And then a little pro tip is just put the coriander right on the side there. Coriander, like your lover, is probably very soft and tender. So just put it on the top and we'll mix that through at the very, very end. And then one of the first things you learn in chef school is to chop garlic properly. So the good way to do it is to take salt, put it straight on top. What salt will do in this case is actually pick up all the moisture coming out of the garlic. So we'll just go through this, and I want to chop it fairly finely. So we'll put this straight into the jar. Now into here, we're gonna use chili. I'm using fresh bird's eye chili. So I'm gonna run straight through. And we also wanna quite finely chop this too. So, chili can go in. Now we're gonna get some lime juice into there. I'm just gonna squeeze that directly in. Okay, a little bit of salt. I'm using Murray River, which is a local salt. It's on the Murray River, it's close, and we're supporting local. I'm gonna use this Aussie cold pressed olive oil. Cold pressing means no heat's applied to the olive, meaning we're retaining so much flavor, which is gonna make this salad extra good. So we'll pop some of that straight in. And cue house party music. So we've been a little bit smart right now. We've got our salad, so I'm off the hook for cooking maybe dinner tomorrow night, definitely lunch tomorrow, possibly lunch and dinner. And in all honesty, my wife will eat this 3 meals in a row. It's really, really good. We're always trying to make healthy choices at home, and this is a raw, super healthy salad. Plan ahead and make double or even triple the quantity of your next healthy meal. It's one small change you can make to save you time cooking, which means more time to spend with family and friends. To put all this together, we need to cook the prawns, obviously. So I've got a large pan, big enough to really comfortably hold the prawns. We're gonna get that nice and hot. We don't wanna cook the prawns over a low heat because they tend to stew. So to skewer them, depending on the size of the prawns, I either double skewer them or single skewer them. For these little guys, one will suffice. So fold them right over. Make sure they've been deveined and cleaned first, as these have. And straight onto the plate, ready to be seasoned. So we'll give this a really generous seasoning. Salt, cracked pepper, and we'll put olive oil over the prawns, not in the pan. This will add loads of flavor to the prawns as well. Once you can feel the heat generating off the pan, prawns can go in. Now, there's a tendency in the male gene when barbecuing and cooking things to moving them around a lot. And I can't emphasize strongly enough that with prawns, it's really, really beneficial not to touch them. Just let them cook and flip them once. Prawns of this size are gonna take about 90 seconds each side to cook. While we've got the prawns cooking, I want to share with you guys a fantastic trick I've been doing for many, many years with most citrus, but most specifically limes and lemon, and that's to cook it. So we know a lime's got a sour, slightly bitter and sweet taste, but if we cook it, we totally change the flavor profile and we caramelize all the natural sugar within there. So put it flesh side down straight in the pan, and it's gonna get all beautiful and burny and charry, and that juice is gonna get caramelly, and we can serve that with this salad after. Okay, so dressing goes in. We don't need too much. So make sure you got clean hands and get in there and give it a nice crunch and mix together. And those colors are just insanely healthy looking. Okay, so once we've done that, we can get this straight onto a beautiful big platter. Okay, let's have a look at these prawns. Look at that. Beautiful. We've got that charriness we're looking for as well. Grilling like this or cooking in a pan with very little oil is a very healthy way of lowering the amounts of fats we're putting into our dishes. And these are good fats. We've used the right amount of cold-pressed extra virgin olive oil, which is a really good fat, really beneficial for your body. Now let's have a look at this lime. That's getting beautiful and charry. So I'm gonna put that directly onto the side of the plate, and that can get squeezed over. Now, these are looking good, really good. So we take them off, and I just pop them straight on the side. And if somebody asked me of a dish that's healthier and easier, I'd be hard pressed to come up with a better dish than this. There we have my Mexican Super Bowl with skewered prawns.